All right, all right. LDMMAC. This is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Combat Sports Show live. And man, I got the one and only, the Belizean bruiser, Marion Reneau, right here in the building. How you doing this?
What's up?
What's today? Monday. How you doing this Monday evening?
What's up, Coach? I'm doing fantastic. I have a day off. It is Martin Luther Observation Day, and I hope everybody's taking a moment to remember what an icon of a man he is and was.
Yeah, Martin Luther King stood up for people, man. He stood up for everybody, and he wanted that equality. So yeah, I agree. Take some time to observe.
Exactly.
But Marion, I had a dream. Nah, I ain't gonna say what dream I had. I tell you what dream I had at the end, cause you'll probably like this dream. So you got the big fight coming up with Yana, Foxy, Kunitskaya. I mean, were you expecting to get this fight? Did you know about this fight ahead of time? So what happened to the events that led up to you getting this fight with Yana?
In all honesty, I don't know. It happens just like with any other fight. Like at the time that they asked me for this fight, there was a lot going on in the bantamweight division. There was a lot of upsets and fights going on, and so there wasn't really too much available. And the first person they throw at me, I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's run it. And she's ranked number 10. I'm like, perfect. Let's do it. Let's run it. So that's basically how it happens. They're like, hey, Marion, you want to do this? Yeah, let's run it.
And we gotta add that you've never turned down a fight against anybody.
No, they've offered. You know what? If I want to go as far as I want to go in this game, I can't be picky and choosy at this point. Um, Anybody in the cage is experienced in the cage. So it's my job as a fighter to gain my experience necessary for me. And this is going to be a good test for me.
Yeah, Yana, I think she's like what 5'8". Now, I was looking at you guys fight. I got up this morning. I was watching a lot of y'all fights. Do you and your team feel like that? She actually has a size advantage over you, or do you feel like you guys are the same size? Or how do you think that that's going to play out?
I don't think we ever have looked at an opponent and said she has a size advantage over us. I think one of my larger opponents was my first fight, Alexis Defrenzi. I think I'm
Yep.
saying her last name
Yeah,
incorrect.
Dufresne. I remember that fight. I remember that fight.
Huge. She was huge. She came in overweight. I mean, that was probably the only time that everybody thought I had a size advantage. But this is what my dad tells me, and he's told me this since I was in kindergarten. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And so it's not something that I look at as a disadvantage or an advantage.
You a giant killer. Because you went in there. Sarah McMahon had the size advantage. You dropped Sarah McMahon. Betch Correa, she had a slight advantage over you. You went in there, you pieced up Betch. I mean, you've been in this fight, where you've let your skill set speak for you.
Mhm. Well, in training, when you think about it, I only have male trainers, people to work with, partners. That's it. They're always bigger than me. Even if they're my weight, they're always stronger than me. I have to learn how to deal with that. So, same thing when you get in the cage. I just think that my training partners prepare me for those larger opponents.
Now, which one of your training partners has been preparing you the best um, for this particular fight?
Man, I can't put a finger on one because I've I have a circle of training partners right now. I have a slew of them actually. Right now, I have Simon. Simon, he's a great wrestler. I have the Alea brothers. They're also good wrestlers that I brought in. I have my buddy John DeLeon. He's a great Muay Thai stand-up technician. And then I have another guy, Diego. He just doesn't stop coming
Wow.
ever, ever, no matter what you throw at him. And you never know if anything you landed was hard or it stung him because he has such a good poker face. And then I have another Muay Thai guy, stand up type of guy. They're not just strictly Muay Thai, they throw in a little bit of everything. So I have a number of them. And that's
Uh,
good for me because it keeps me guessing. I never know what they're going to bring.
you got a number of them. So I mean, so you got a variety, and they're giving you a lot of different looks. Now, like have any of those people been sent to just emulate Yana Kunitskaya like specifically, or they're just giving you just wrestling work all the way around?
It's a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we can't go in there and say, this is the type of fighter she's going to be because she might have evolved since then. Maybe she's changed it up a little bit. So we throw in some of her tendencies, but all in all, they give me a little bit of everything.
Okay, sorry, had myself on mute, man. I had to make sure I got the good stuff in. So, her background is in kickboxing, and that's what they say. But you know, her last few fights, she's actually been engaging in a lot of grappling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how how is that? Is that an advantage for you, or would that be considered a disadvantage?
I think when I was asked that question yesterday by somebody at the gym, and I told them I go into a fight thinking she's the black belt, she's the better grappler. So I don't go in with the mentality that I'm a black belt and oh, watch me do my thing, because anything at any point can happen. This is not a jujitsu match. This is an MMA match, and when we're on the ground, you have strikes you have to prepare yourself for. So I go in there thinking she's better. So I have to train harder. I have to train smarter. I have to train like I am that white belt all over again. And I am focusing on every single detail at every single point of my training.
Okay, guys, y'all probably need to pay for that right there. Marion just dropped a huge nugget. Prepare for everybody as if she's a white belt. Golly, man, that's almost inspirational. So, you just kind of keep that hunger through every single practice. When when
100%. And I don't roll with people who are easygoing. Say I roll with somebody who I know I'm better than. Okay, fine. Guess what? I'm going to give them the worst possible positions. Get in my side control, take my back, go to mount. Let's start there and make me work. So I don't just go with people who I think I can kick their butt. I want people to kick my butt over and over and over. I don't care how much you give me. Make me learn from that one role. Make me learn, make me think. So when I go into the next role with you, I'm more on top of it. I'm more on top of my game and what I need to do.
okay, so now hopefully some of these opponents now, you haven't been in there bruising them because I remember you told me a couple of years ago how you got your name. You told me. So I mean, is that still holding up true to this day? Are you still abusing these guys?
Nothing changes.
Oh man.
But
God.
now I think it's shared because I'm getting bruised as well. So I think they're all like, if you're going to be the bruiser, I'm going to be the bruiser. Everybody's going to be the
Okay,
bruiser.
now, hey, tell them they can bruise you, just don't hurt you before the fight. Or, we got to slap the yellow off their teeth. They try to hurt you before the end. Hey, well, that's good. That's good. You're getting some good work. So, okay, what do you think? What do you think you do well, opposed to like, okay, for this particular, okay, let me say it like this, okay, let me get my words together. All right, what do you think you do well versus an opponent like Yana because it varies from different opponents. So like if you do something well against like say Betchko Hale, then you probably wouldn't be able to do the same thing well against a Yana. So what attributes do you have to to really swing this fight more toward you, just dominating the fight?
I think as a fighter, I've evolved and I've learned how to break somebody down a little bit faster during maybe the first minute that we're together, first minute, 2 minutes into the round, and even going into the second round. And I think I'm able to break them down as far as read them and what their plan is, what their scenario is, and even if they were to switch it up to adapt as quickly. I think that as a fighter, I've learned how to evolve that way. I'm not one dimensional. I mean, I remember my first fights, I used to just swing for the fences, just go swing, whatever lands, lands. And now I'm methodical. I'm watching. I'm being patient. I'm not just being somebody's punching bag. And that too has a lot to do with my boxing coach. He's like, set things up, be smart, have intentions. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I'm not just going to throw a punch just to throw it. I'm going to throw it up because I'm setting you up for something else.
Yeah, and I've seen you since when you fought Dufresne. I saw the evolution from Dufresne to Duty Ava, from Duty Ava to Betchko Hale. Like I saw how you set everything up. Um, and now even in this part of your whole game, you still evolving because people still don't know that you started with MMA about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. It was about.
2010 was my first fight. So maybe about, yeah,
Uh,
8, 9 years ago almost.
okay, I know I teach math, so I think I can count that far. Yeah, that's 9. That's about 8 or 9 years. So you still evolving, and you're now in your prime. Even and you're 40 plus, but you're in your prime. Like how does that happen? How does that happen with you?
I think I've been smart in my training and the wear and tear on my body. So whereas some start at 18, 19, I was doing another sport at 18, 19 years old. And keep in mind that we have young, non-mature muscle at that age. I think over time I have worked and developed myself to where my muscle is mature and it knows that, okay, you know what, you're putting me through this, it's go time. It understands, it relates, it keeps that memory, so to speak, although there's no such thing as muscle memory. But I think over time I've just been a lot smarter with my training and the demands that it asks of me.
You don't have to be modest. You was a heptathlete. 7 events in 2 days. Okay, that's what you were. You was a heptathlete. You were good. Oh, you were real good. You jumping hurdles, throwing the javelin, throwing the shot, the 800, the 200 meters, the long jump, 800 meters. You were doing it all.
Not a lot of people know all the events. Check you out. You have done your homework.
Oh, no.
Not a lot of people know what a heptathlon consists of. That's impressive, Coach.
Well, I coached too. I coached track and field for over 20 years, and I was a discus thrower.
Yep.
I was a national discus thrower for a while. So, yep, I know all the events. So, oh yeah, because that's why I was asking you the first time. Say, hey, how far did you throw that javelin? Wait a minute, how far you throw that shot put? That's why I was asking. I was like, okay, okay. And so when people used to have the argument with me, they used to have the argument with me, and they would say, well, Marion is small, and I used to say, look, she's a former heptathlete. You got to be strong to do those events. There are no weak people that do those events. Okay, you got to be strong. You got to be strong enough to run an 800. That's lung capacity. You got to be explosive enough to run a 200. You got to be definitely explosive enough to do hurdles. You got to be strong enough and technical enough to throw a shot in a javelin. And I was like, heptathletes are some strong people. I know I almost
And,
got beaten in an arm wrestle match by a heptathlete.
and the funny thing is, true story, I was always the smallest heptathlete. I was always the shortest and stout stature. I was always the smallest heptathlete out there compared to all the other girls. So I guess I just don't look at my size as a disadvantage.
Well, I'm telling you, when people tend to underestimate you, that's almost like when you at your best. When they just underestimate you and they think that, oh, okay, well, who is this? Who is this? And then next thing I know, you in there just exploding on them. And it's like you got those moments where you being real calm, and then all of a sudden you start exploding, man. Like I'm like, boy, there go that track and field background. There it is, right there. And I've seen you do that. What triggers that?
Mm, I don't know if it's emotion or my attitude. I think it's more my attitude, like the audacity. and of course over time I've had to develop this, but the audacity of you to think that you're going to hit me and get away with it. It's my attitude going in there. All right, you want to hit, let's hit. You want to kick, let's kick. You want to be on the ground, let's go. And it's more of an attitude you develop in there. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that attitude. I'm like, okay, you think you're stronger than me? Let's match it. Let's match it. So I attribute that to my attitude, like a little chihuahua with his little attitude.
Yeah, my mom got a little dog with an attitude. You know, I'm gonna slap the taste out that dog mouth. But I get what you said. I get what you said. So I'm just laughing. Forgot my last question. I didn't forget it. Um, okay, so now with Yana being like a rangy fighter, okay. Golly, this is I can't ask you to reveal your game plan. Okay, hold on. Let me try to phrase it another way. Okay, are you prepared to know how to get around the ranginess and the length of Yana Kunitskaya? Dang. Okay.
We have prepared for everything. Let's just put it that way. We have prepared for all aspects of the game, and we have prepared with the right people.
Okay. Man.
Like politically, I could be president.
I don't know. You know, hey, I wonder who vote for you. I know I vote for you. I vote you. Probably make some of the changes we need around here. But okay, so you guys are prepared for the range, cause but I've been watching. See, and I'm sorry, I'm a fight junkie. I watch fights, even old fights, even some of your old fights. And I watch and look at stylistic matchups. I don't know though. I don't think she can physically like throw hands with you. I don't think she can do that. I actually think she's gonna come out and she's gonna try to grab you immediately. I think she's gonna try to grab you because and I think that they were watching
My
um
camp.
yeah, the last fight, your camp, and your last fight. I think she's gonna try to grab you because I don't know. I think everybody now is starting to watch out for your right hand. I mean, so how do you guys plan on like actually getting that right hand set up? That thing is beautiful.
You're gonna have to watch and wait and see. You're gonna
Okay,
have to trust the process. The process is coming, and we have, I think, for the better part of this fight camp, we have fixed a lot of what went wrong in my last fight.
hmm.
And we have stuck to that because after that, that's all I wanted to do is like, let's go. We got things we need to work on. Let's work on it. And it's been since July. So to say that we're not prepared for all aspects of it, sure, why not? If she does stand, we stand. If she wants to go to the ground, we go to the ground. But I think what you're going to see is me more so imposing my will on her.
Man, that's gonna be good. Hey, and she better hope she don't fall into the triangle, man, because she gonna be. That's what's gonna happen in that triangle. Cause
Coach,
that.
you're going to make me screenshot that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, that's what happened when they fall into your triangle. I mean, they think they can get out of it, but nah, that thing is in. That thing is in. So now, so you just kind of you answer my next question. Like how have you grown? Since fighting Cat Zingano? Because it's not like Cat some like like low ranked opponent. Cat has been on top of her game for a long time. Um,
Right.
and I
No, it was all around. So, I mean, that was a difficult, one of my more difficult camps to get through. I was at the point of transitioning out of a toxic environment of the gym that I was at before into the gym that I've recently opened where I can train with whoever I want. I can bring in whoever I want and at whatever time that I want to train at. So I feel like it's been an all around better process for me, so, but it's also a lot more on me as well. Don't think that I don't feel the pressure of, all eyes watching. Okay, she has her own gym now. She's still a teacher. She's still trying to train. Don't think that I don't feel a little bit of that pressure, but I welcome it because that, man, every single time I get in to train, I'm just like, let's go. Like every single time I'm ready. I have something to prove to myself first, and then everybody else will trickle down and follow.
Man, she a teacher. She opened my own gym. Mark. I got a gym. What these people they don't want to see the bruiser fail. I mean, they don't want to see the bruiser win, but the bruiser is winning. Every time the bruiser step into that gym, she winning. Every time she get in there and put somebody, into a guillotine, say, "Hey, get out of it," she winning. And when you put them into that triangle hole, boy, you winning. When you walk out of that gym and come back the next day, you still winning.
Mhm.
If you winning, they failing. That's just how it is, man. I'm excited. This is the best
And
conversation I've had
the,
all day. Gosh.
and the best thing to keep in mind, even as fighters, even moving forward through life, no matter how successful you are, I think the one thing that I take from it, and I attribute this to my parents keeping me humble and hungry, is you know, go into your next bout, go into your next fight as if you were starving. And so I go in thinking, I'm starving. I need this. This is my next paycheck. I gotta go. This is what I need right here. And that's my mentality. Right now, I'm not making it. Right now, I'm starving. That's my mentality going into every single bout.
Well, I think with Mondo in charge of the food, you might be starving. I mean, hey, you know, that's just how it is.
He's
Listen, I'm just being.
always got eyes on me. He's always got eyes on me.
I got a lot of love for him, though. I got a lot of love for him, man. God Almighty, you know, good man, just good person. I do. I got a lot of love for that guy, and I keep up with him too. I keep up with what y'all doing. Wow, man, amazing. What? Okay, so now my final question. Okay, so is there anybody else that you're bringing into camp to actually help you prepare for Yana? Like, you know, you had people in the past that I know that you keep contact with. You know, people like Chris or people like, you know, I think you even know Tanya. You know, all of you got. Are you bringing in any of her past opponents to help you deal with what she could possibly do?
Mm, no, but doesn't mean that I haven't picked their brains. So, and two, I mean, we can't go off of what somebody's last fight is, especially if it was a loss, because it's not a lo- if they're a true fighter, it wasn't really a loss; it was a learning lesson. And so, in turn, they should have ideally went out and tried to resolve that. So I don't go in thinking that that's going to be the fighter that I see. So, not that I haven't picked their brains. I'm smarter than that. I've picked people's brains. I have eyes. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, I got this. Okay, not I got this, but I see what I needed to do. I see where I need to go, kind of thing.
Okay, I got you. I got you. So now with this win over Yana, okay, how do you think that will help you? How would you think that will put you in the title picture? Because you got a lot of people in the bantamweight division. I think you got Juliana Pena. She still hadn't officially came back yet. Then you got Holly Holm is just coming back off surgery, so she's returning. You got Ketlin Vieira just came back from a surgery. You got all these people in the division that they're still kind of trying to get back into the flow of things. So where does this move you as in that whole picture with this win?
Hmm. You know what? I'm not even thinking that far ahead, believe it or not. I just need to get this win first. And many people know that I don't project, like, okay, when I win this, I'm going to do da 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 da. That hasn't even crossed my mind. What I need to do is go in there and win. What I am going to do is go in there and win. That's what I'm going to do first. And then I'm going to think about what it is that I need to do and where it is that I need to go, and not a minute sooner.
Okay, guys, the Belizean Bruiser. Look at that. I kept my promise. I said 20 minutes because I know I can get on and ask you 1,000 million questions because I like conversating with you. I can't. I can ask a million questions, but I can't keep you all day because I know you got stuff to do. You got to go.
I do. But man, I love opening up the year and talking to my man, Coach Shelton. Woohoo!
Oh,
So much energy in the interview. That's what I'm talking about.
I get excited. I get nervous and then I get excited. So when I realize I get to talk to Marion Reneau today, I said, everybody, we're gonna be on time all day, y'all. Let's get these workouts done. Get over there, finish. And boy, here we are. Yeah,
Right on. Right
yeah.
on, Coach.
Well, you know what, guys? Martin, thank you. And you know what? People didn't even know that you had a gym. Nobody know you opened a gym, Marion. Nobody knows. So I mean, I don't know. Could you give everybody some info on your gym? Um, and maybe I have to put up a video about it because I really I hadn't talked to you in a while, so I didn't know like you actually opened a gym.
I got to show you some pictures, man. We have been blessed. So, October, we opened up our gym, and it was more so for a private training facility for myself. And then, obviously, in order to cover lights and rent and etc., we opened up some classes, some jujitsu classes, kids classes. We also have kids wrestling classes that Mondo and his brother teaches and coaches. We have the women's class, and then I have a cardio kickboxing class. We've kept it rather small and intimate, but it's kind of taken off. And It's grown real fast, real quick. We have been blessed to the point where I might be able to work part time as a teacher and then go full time into my business, my other avenue of life. Because, see, I'm a firm believer that in our lifetime, we should have three careers. I think teaching is one of them. I think my UFC fighting is number two. And I think my last career is me being the professor at my academy. So I feel like I'm going into my last career of my life. Not to say that it'll end there, because who knows what life will bring. But yeah, we were able to open up a gym, and we were able to train and bring in a family knit atmosphere.
The Reneau Academy of Ass Whoopings. I love it. I love it. I love it. I would love to, man. I would love to go in there and just take a butt whooping at that gym. I would love to.
Pictures. I'll send you some pictures, okay?
Okay. All right. Pictures, and then I gotta I have to talk about this. I got to. I'm excited. Marion, thank you for your time. And tell Mondo, Coach loves him. I love you and your family. You guys are amazing people. Blessings to your son. He's sprouting up there, Marion. How you gonna keep the girls off of him? I don't know what you're gonna do, but we'll pray.
That right hand.
Now, if they hit that right hand, they're gonna fall down. They're gonna fall out. You know.
Bye, Felices.
Oh man.